here coming up. Avery Johnson, Lisa Byington, Brian Scalabrine here with us. Well, controlling your destiny, right? That is the theme for both of these teams, for Power and for Tri-State here today.
Absolutely. It's just win or go home. This reminds us of being reunited in the NCAA tournament with CBS. So you got two well-coached teams with Dr. J and Nancy Lieberman. And again, who can rebound the basketball? Who can control the paint? It's not just about three-point shooting, but it's also about paint points.
It's a rematch from week 1, and we start with Power, Avery, and talk about Power, part of our Big 3 Heat Vision, powered by Microsoft. They powered it inside last week.
And again, it's with the pass, it's with penetration, but who can attack that basket and establish that inside-out game? That's a big key to the victory. We saw it in game 1. It's not what you do just from behind the three-point line, but can you break your team down? Can you break your man down, score the ball inside, create some double teams, create some mismatches? So we'll see what happens here in game 2.
I mentioned this is a rematch from week 1, but Tri-State didn't have a guy named Jason Richardson. I'm going to guess that Jay Rich is going to make a difference here today.
Yeah, I know a little bit about Jay Rich because I was his teammate back with the Golden State Warriors in 2004. He's playing some sensational basketball. His drives to the basket, he's still very athletic, and he can knock down a three-point shot. He elevates over the defense. Really proud of his progression this year.
The roster's presented by PNC Bank. Jay Rich, you talked about his numbers, 5 threes that he's coming off of last week against the three-headed monsters. Larry Sanders is back. He had missed last week because of a stomach illness, so obviously that helps Tri-State. And Mobley, White, Glenn Rice Jr., all of those guys, some of the vets here in the league, have helped Power get to this position to try to control their destiny. Look at Julius Irving, the doctor, always bringing it, fashion-wise.
Gotta talk to the doctor about where he buys his shirts.
Nancy Lieberman, of course, always bringing it as well. You were, in particular, checking out her belt, her shoe action. Well,
yeah, she shops at the same store where I shop for shoes.
The 2018 Big 3 Coach of the Year, Nancy Lieberman, came over and said she can't wait for this matchup. Obviously, her and Dr. J know each other well. They got those New York ties. We check in with Brian Scalabrine, who's with Katina Mobley.
All right, Kat, you've been in these type of games, win, and you control your own destiny. How do you explain to some of the younger guys that might not have been in these situations?
Just let them play, right? Everybody's journey is different. But, just by leadership right now, I'm not feeling the best of my Achilles. But just going out there and fighting and, kind of giving them a little pick. And then, from there, just, letting the guys do what they do.
All right, good luck today, Kat.
Always like to review the rules, always like to invite new viewers here in the Big 3, and this is what we're talking about. The first team to 50 points, halftime is the first to 25. You got to win by 2 points, no game clock. The 14-second shot clock comes into play, and that comes awfully fast, as we have seen. Free throws, 1 shot, depending on the distance of where you get fouled at. And that 4-point shot, 30 feet away, player must be touching any part of that 4-point circle to register a 4-point shot. Didn't see any in game 1.
Didn't see it in game 1. We thought we would see maybe 1 or 2 from Michael Beasley, but we'll see what happens in this game. And Power's coming off a huge win against the Aliens last week. Nice little underneath out of bounds, cute play. TJ Klein made the shot. We'll see if they can carry over some of that same momentum.
Rice Jr. thought about it. Gives it over to Cap, and Mobley knocks down that 3-point shot. Looking so smooth.
And in game 1, Killer threes were 8 for 17 from 3, and threes coming. He was 9 for 18.
Well, Johnson had 5 threes, Beasley had 5 threes, and we've got a couple of threes here to open it up with Jay Rich knocking it down.
Wow, if I would have had that basket when I was coaching, maybe I wouldn't have gotten fired. My players would have made
saying
more
that
threes.
basket in Dallas didn't exist when you were with the Mavs?
Yeah.
Mobley. That back down. There is a 5-second back down rule below the free throw line. Oh, Jay Rich. No, they're going to wave it off.
He didn't clear.
So a clearing violation.
That's what Jason Rich is saying.
Jay Rich says you haven't called that all year. Well, clearing after a miss, you got to take it beyond the three-point line to reset.
Yeah.
Rice Jr. too strong. Get another look at it. Misses back-to-back. Detman.
Nice drive by Rice.
Missed a couple of three-point shots, Avery, and then just his teammates find him going inside.
A lot of times when the threes aren't going, you just don't want to take bad threes consistently.
Justin Detman. Feeds it inside there to Sanders. And a foul committed.
Situations like that where Sanders caught the ball deep and you have that little bit of a mismatch inside, sometimes it's better to just catch it and go up with it. You don't even necessarily need a dribble. A little bit of a touch foul on that one. Unlike game one, when guys hit the floor on the first two plays of the game, Powell and Green, you can hear the floor shake like it was an earthquake.
Got to give a shout out to Larry Sanders, 5 years in the league with the Bucks. Of course, the 1 year with Cleveland. Gotta give Milwaukee and the Bucks their due, right?
Yeah.
Blocked there by Sanders.
I knew you would get the Bucks in there somehow.
You gotta. And a shot clock violation. Mentioned that great win Nancy Lieberman Power had against the Aliens. Aliens, of course, the #2 team in the league. Getting a bye with the three-headed Monsters coming into this weekend off the glass. Bank is open Saturdays in Dallas for Detman.
And Nancy was like, get up, move up, move up. Nancy never sits down. Every game that she's coached, she's always standing up the entire game.
Jay Rich with the slam dunk. Back-to-back slam dunk champion, of course, for him. 02 and 03.
He probably needs to go join the slam dunk contest again. It's gotten a little boring.
It needs a little assistance. I agree. Rice Jr. with the floater. You've talked about Jay Rich. He's got the ball right now, but just the years that he's put in, in the league, in the Big Three. It's just in great shape, so athletic.
And it doesn't start today. It's what he does all week.
Exactly.
The conditioning.
Tied for second in three-point makes coming into this game, too. Backdoor look, but he can do that. Oh! One-handed flush for Jay Rich.
We could hold up a 10 if that was a dunk contest. We would hold up a 10 on that one. That got the crowd off their feet. On their feet.
Looks like that slam dunk champ. We're playing his days back at Michigan State for Tom Izzo. White.
It's just fun to see these guys that play with so much passion. They absolutely love to play basketball.
Detman gets fouled on the shot. Now, it looks like they're going to call it a 4-point attempt. He's standing out there by that 4-point circle. He's got to take the shot from the 4-point circle. One shot for 4 points from that center 4-point circle spot. Yep, he's got that right foot right there in the circle. That's all you need. But there's going to be a bring the fire challenge.
Yeah, Nancy Lieberman's going to challenge this one.
Do you like this call instead of him trying to take a 4-point shot uncontested, going one-on-one?
Absolutely. Great call by Nancy. Get this stop. He's already banked one in.
It's a new rule that the Big Three brought out last year. You can challenge on a shooting foul. The 2 players involved go one-on-one. Now this would count for 4 points.
She's betting on Glenn Rice Jr.
Each team gets one challenge per half. So Lieberman has used her challenge. You can't shoot a three-point shot in a Bring the Fire challenge. Dentman, all kinds of spin moves, tosses it up and drops it in for 4.
That challenge did not work out for Power. Nice job here, Tri-State. They got it working. Here's Jay Rich with the reverse slam dunk, saying, put me in the dunk contest. He's playing above the rim. Outstanding athleticism.
Avery Johnson, Lisa Byington, Brian Scalabrine with you. TickPick is proud to be the official secondary ticket marketplace of the Big Three. Why pay extra for tickets when you can get the same seats for better prices on TickPick? Download the app to get the guaranteed best prices on tickets to any live event. No services, fees, period. Here's the shot of the day presented by Lucky 29 Vodka. Go back to game 1.
Yeah, Dominique Johnson, man, he was on fire. 5 for 6 from the three-point line, but everybody only remembers your last shot, and his last shot was a Lucky Vodka 29 game win.
5 of 6 from 3, and sitting pretty right now for Charles Oakley. They have earned a playoff spot with a win. You look at co-founder Ice Cube. They've eliminated some teams going into this weekend. The bottom 4, their seasons are done.
This has been the most competitive season for the Big Three. I've been around for a couple of years, and man, the basketball this year has just been outstanding.
As Glenn Rice Jr. leans in a little bit. How do you, I know there's been, different rules with age restrictions. We've seen some younger players even come into the league. What do you attribute some of that to, the most competitive Big Three that you've seen?
Yeah, I think reducing the age limit a little bit has helped, but also players have come in to this season in better shape. These guys are just, man, their bodies, it didn't take guys 3 to 4 weeks to get in condition. So give the guys credit for taking care of themselves in the off-season and coming in ready to play.
And Avery, give a couple of 40-year-olds credit. I mean, Mobley is 46, Jay Rich is 41. We talk about some of the youth that has an influx in this league, but there's some 40-year-olds still in this league making an impact. Dentman leaning in. What a body control layup here for him.
And I also think, unlike a lot of leagues, the continuity with the coaches on the sideline.
They're dedicated.
Yeah.
They believe in this league. Dentman now with 10 points. There's Klein. Jeff Quatnitz, Ice Cube, the co-founders, Clyde Drexler, the commissioner. We've heard from Amy Trask, the chairman of the board on Twitter.
Yes.
Who's tuning in on CBS. Hi, Amy.
We love Amy.
As Royce White draws a foul. But it's the continuity of that leadership group as well as the coaches that you're talking about.
It always starts at the top. That was definitely a foul on Sanders.
Oh, a former defensive player of the year, he says you got to earn this. You got to earn this 2 points. One shot for 2 points. And Royce White knocks it down.
Yeah, Royce is second in the league in assists.
It's just shy of what? Like just shy of 5 assists per game. Still holds the record for the 10 assists that he got in 2019. And a foul on the shot.
Yeah, and that's 2 consecutive fouls on Sanders on the last 2 defensive plays. You know, as you alluded to with Chalmers in the first game, if he picks up his 3rd foul.
That's right. He's got to sit out the rest of the first half. He got to have an eligible sub, which Tri-State does. Skidishvili has checked in for the first time here for Power. Klein to Skidishvili. The 7-footer trying to muscle his way in, and he does for 2.
Nice move using his body against Sanders' length. You see Nancy Lieberman's going to her bench, really early in the game here. All 5 of the players have touched the floor. So she's got guys going in and out of the game.
Skeeter-Feely, pump fake, turns down the three-point shot, going right at Sanders, and gets the and one on Larry Sanders.
You talking about playing through contact. That was almost like a football tackle, and he was able to convert.
Nicolas Skeeter-Feely, a former top 5 NBA draft pick.
When you want to affect the shot blocker, that's what you have to do. You have to attack his body.
Entered this week with a total of 22 points, and 11 of those 22 coming last week. He's looking for his shot early in this game, too.
And we'll see if Jason Richardson can get it going a little bit more. He's got 7 points.
Air ball that time. 1 3-point make for Jay Rich to open things up. It opened up the game here for Tri-State. He's got 7 points in the game. Denton is the double-figure scorer here with 10.
Just feels like Power's moving a little bit better without the basketball. The cuts, here's the cuts by TJ.
And Klein puts it through. Now an 11-0 Power run, Avery.
He does a nice job of slipping, screening situations, moving without the ball.
It's almost like he's got a parent that knows the game or something, you know? Denton with the pump fake. TJ Klein, of course, the son of Nancy Lieberman. Denton, no shot, as a shot clock violation, couldn't get it off in time.
And trust me, on any level, because I coached my son for 3 years, it's joy and pain.
Well, you know what? I've been on the other side. My dad was my high school coach, and so I talk from the player's perspective, and yes, sometimes there is joy and pain from the player's perspective as well.
Especially when his mom wants a little bit more playing time.
Right, exactly. Klein pulls and fires. But mostly for me, joy towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
You talk to Nancy Lieberman, and she'll say, I want to win, right? And she's won a championship in this league. She's been a coach of the year. So she's not, her point is, I'm not just going to draft my son just to draft my son. I'm drafting my son because I believe that he can help us win a championship.
And he definitely helped win last week with the game-winning shot.
Richardson puts it back.
It's such a fundamental play when you're on defense. You have to turn around and box out your man. Those offensive rebounds can really hinder your success.
Richardson with the quick hands with a steal. You don't have to clear it, so heads up by Jay Rich to get that too.
Smart move. You knew he didn't have to clear it, as you alluded to. Went right back up and finished the shot. Those loose balls are important. Who can get to those loose balls the fastest?
The first to 25 takes us to halftime. Both teams operating with 14 fouls, 16 fouls. Again, you get into the bonus if we get to that point here at the half. Klein turns, draws a foul there on DeJuan Summers.
And TJ has just been constant motion, putting pressure on the defense.
And we got to bring the fire challenge from the dock. It's a shooting foul, so you can challenge a shooting foul with bring the fire. And Klein and Summers will go one-on-one.
And Dr. J was telling Summers, stay down. You're going to receive a pump fake. Stay down.
Klein a favorite, a local product, but oh, what the defense. Nicely done by DeJuan Summers that time.
Excellent defense. Excellent defense.
Klein, of course, attended Plano West High School, just 10 minutes away from this arena. You follow the BIG3 or TJ Klein on social, you see all the different friends and family who come to watch him play.
Yep.
But Summers dominated this one-on-one.
Yeah, got his hand on the ball, a couple of deflections there on that play, which threw TJ's timing off with that one-on-one move.
Pushed him away from the basket,
yes,
too. Defensively, Jay Rich.
Becomes a pull-up. That's his bread and butter move when he needs a shot.
Rice Jr., 4-3. Gives Power the lead.
And we'll see if this game can have as much drama as our first game. We couldn't have had a better game to start the day.
You say it's, this year is the most competitive. What I like about watching Big 3 basketball is there are very few blowouts. I mean, that is a rarity in this league. A lot of it is the rules. A lot of it, as you've talked about, kind of the even competition. And in this league, if you don't like a rule, if Ice Cube doesn't like a rule, their head coaches don't like it, they will convene, they will talk about it, and sometimes there are rule changes mid-season to make this league better. And we've got a timeout, 23-21. Power with a 2-point edge. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Each week, fans can help select the Microsoft Big 3 Player of the Week. You can go online to big3.com or Big 3 social media accounts to vote. We'll reveal the results from Week 7 next Saturday. Dominique Johnson kind of putting his name in for early votes for Player of the Week for this week.
Right now, I would say he's the leader in the clubhouse.
Boy, you're good. One game down and one vote for one player. And they are reviewing Avery. This out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like it went off for TJ. Did it go off of his left knee? Couldn't really tell from that angle. Have a good looking
red ball. Blue ball, sorry. Call on the floor was saying blue ball.
Let's go to Kathleen, who is the crew chief here for game number 2. Stephanie Barksdale, Kristen Esparza are your officials here in game 2. They rotate throughout the 3 games here today.
This is so amazing to see our 3 officials today. This is so amazing. This is why I love the Big 3. This is, and for me to be doing the game with you, superstar.
Well, you know what? It's great to reunite with you.
Yeah.
We talked about, got to work the NCAA tournament together with Steve Smith. It was a lot of fun. Detman. And right over here, Avery, you got to get those quick hands. Where were you? Where were you on that?
I was drinking some water, keeping my voice.
Because you didn't get your tennis in this morning, right? You're just a little bit rusty with your reaction time. Summers trying to chop it off. Good. Talk about reaction time. Jay Rich getting that one to fall.
People underestimate the hand-eye coordination of basketball players. We were talking about tennis, but in basketball, watch the reflexes here. Jay Rich caught it in the air and finished it.
Rice Jr. Skeetushvili over to Rice Jr. That post up from Klein, that could be, are they going to call? Blocking foul against Detman.
Detman was in a mismatch there with TJ in the paint here. Actually, it was a good foul because you don't want to give up that easy basket. Make them earn it. Take it out. Understand your team foul situation.
That's 5 team fouls now for Tri-State against 6. And you're in the bonus for Power. Rice Jr. getting locked up here a little bit. Gets it out to Klein. Challenged by Detman. And Klein brings us to halftime.
my message to both teams, do play with focus. You're not going to get bailed out on a touch foul. Not in the big three. Glenn Rice Jr., nice kick out to TJ. Found the right open spot and knocked it down.
That's going to be the end of the half. 26 for Power, 23 for Tri-State. We'll return to Dallas after these messages. But first, a word from your local station.
Keeps your home up and running and your budget on track. Learn more at ahs.com.
Some shots from 2018, the championship, when Power, Nancy Lieberman was the head coach. They defeated Three's Company that year in the championship game, 51-43. Power ahead by 3 here in game number 2, and a game that really can control the destiny for one of these teams to try to advance the next weekend. Avery Johnson and Lisa Byington with you. Well, a game high 13 points for one Jay Rich, who, as we had mentioned, missed the week 1 matchup between these two teams. He's making the most of it, the 13 points, and part of our monster moment with a couple of dunks that we've seen here in the first half.
Yeah, Jay Rich is playing against the Power, but he's been powerful by throwing down 2 incredible dunks, just really showing his athleticism, really quick to the ball. Man, I'm just so impressed how he still continues to play above the rim.
13 points, and Justin Dentman following with 10 points. We send it over to Scal, who's standing by with Nancy Lieberman.
All right, Nancy, you got a lot at stake today. The physicality of this game is very high. How do you tell your team to just lock in and focus and not deal with the officials?
Well, we have to have controlled aggression and just play each possession smart.
You're keeping the Tri-State off the 3 so far. Is that part of the game plan?
Absolutely. They're one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league.
All right, thanks, Nancy.
Thank you.
And they just have the one by Jason Richardson, as I mentioned, to kind of open up this game.
I think when Nancy Lieberman is talking about controlled aggression, I don't know if she's talking to her entire team, but maybe she's talking to one guy on the team to control your emotions, but still be aggressive.
We get to take a number on who that guy would be?
I think it's number 30.
One Royce White? Is that what you're saying?
I think that's what
that
Coach
guy on the
Lieberman-
left? That guy? Mobley will take it out.
We'll see if who get double figures for the Power. Glenn Rice Jr. has 9 points. That puts him in the double figures right there. Tri-State has 2 guys in double figures, Jason Richardson and Detman, 13 and 10 points respectively.
On cue, Rice Jr. now has 12 points. Fadeaway look, rims out. Chases it down here for White, who clears. You got to take it beyond the 3-point line to reset on a miss. White takes it inside, a good hard take. Controlled aggression on that take, Avery.
He said, Coach Lieberman, I'm going to deliver exactly what you want. And he did it on that drive.
Jay Rich hesitation. They're letting them play. Play on.
But even with 3-on-3, where's the help? Where's the help going to come from? It has to come from somewhere. These guys are too good to just be left alone with one guy on an island.
With the step back 3 look. Summers. Over to Sanders. And Jay Rich has his second 3-point make.
And we showed you earlier in the pregame, Jay Rich really does a nice job of sprinting to spots.
Power won the first meeting in week 1. It was 50-35, but again, Jay Rich didn't play in that game. Now this is the 5th place team against the 6th place team in the league. Controlling your destiny is the motto here in this game as Cat knocks it down.
And both teams' season is riding on this one game. You don't have time to play with average effort. Oh, nice.
Oh, Richardson. Even the finger rolls are pretty to watch.
Dr. J is really proud of that move. That was something like Julius Erving.
All he had to do was go underneath the basket, right? To make that work. Rice Jr. drawing the foul.
Boy, how good was Dr. J in his prime? My goodness.
These two.
Yep.
18 points for Jay Rich. Glenn Rice Jr., of course, the son of Glenn Rice, putting in 14 points. I mean, but to say that you're playing on a team that is being coached by Dr. J. Klein steps back. He's off of 1 foot.
Now, TJ is really close to getting a technical foul. He's getting bumped, but I think he's going to have to control aggression, control his emotions.
Oh, block coming over, but we got a foul call. Sanders has 1 shot for 2.
Big fella has to finish that. He's capable of finishing that dunk.
Six-point edge here for Power. Tri-State lost to the three-headed Monsters last week. Team playing in week 7, coming off a loss. Get back into that winning feeling. We're trying. It's going to be hard to do with Power. Glenn Rice Jr. are making shots like that.
Yeah, and Tri-State's going to have to make a decision on how they want to play that middle pick and roll. That was what you call a little bit of a drop coverage. So here goes Glenn Rice. He's strong right hand. Could have been maybe a moving screen, but Jason Richardson's got to fight over that more and solve that in the second half.
Head from the court to the course at the Detroit Golf Club, where some of the best players in the world teeing it up at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. It's the PGA Tour, and it's on CBS. Taking a look at the leaderboard, the double-digit under par scores looks a lot like Avery Johnson. He plays golf, right? Am I right?
I attempt to play at least once a month. My ball doesn't always cooperate because I want my drives to land in the fairway, and it always hides behind trees.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens. And then the putts don't always go in the hole.
Oh, I'm a pretty good putter.
Oh, are you?
Oh, yeah. My short game is good. It's just the rest of it.
Well, you and I would make a good scramble duo.
Good.
My drives are better than my short game.
All right, let's do it.
We got each other covered. Bryce White clears 39-30. Game where both Power and Tri-State looking to live another day and advance to next weekend. Checking a feed, that was a 4-point shot, moves up to a 3-point shot there for Denton, left it short.
And whenever you make a 4-point shot or you're hot from the 3-point line, you'll have those opportunities to shot fake and drive.
Rice Jr. was taking that all the way. And Summers clears and hits from the corner.
Detman is always going to draw attention just because he made that 4-point play early in the game.
The fourth player, DeJuan Summers, is to score here for Tri-State. Most of the scoring coming from Detman and Richardson. And Nixon, Ray Nixon has checked into the game. So an interesting lineup here with Summers and Detman and Ray Nixon in for Tri-State.
Yeah, Glenn Rice Jr. is telling TJ Klein to cut, move, create more space. And people always talk about communicating on defense, but the really good teams communicate on offense with each other.
Those are 2 new players here in the league. The first pick, Rice Jr. out of the Super Draft. The 15th pick, TJ Klein was, their teammates. Skidishvili. And draws another foul, that time on DeJuan Summers.
Skidishvili had success against Sanders, remember, in the first half. And now he uses that big body. He's not going to play above the rim. He's playing below the rim, but he does a nice job with using angles.
Ah, they're going to test the 7-footer with the bring the fire. The big man's going to have to go one-on-one.
Well, who are you taking in this matchup?
I like Summers.
Oh, you like Summers? Okay, I like Summers also. So we'll see.
you said you had that reaction like it was going to be different from yours.
I not only like Summers, I love my Summers in the summertime. Calling the Big 3 games here in Dallas. Love it.
Let's see if Skidishvili can prove us both wrong. Summers bodying up. Summers bodying up. He's got in that range. Oh, Skidishvili. He says, vote for me next time.
Well, that means we're 0 for 2. That's not a good percentage. Wow. Look at
the disrespect he's getting. Give me some respect. Those 11 points. Remember, he had a season high last week against the Aliens.
Boy, the fans really love to bring the fire. Miss Summers.
Ray Nixon checks his feet, fires from 3. Klein and Rice Jr. trying to work off each other.
Got the mismatch again inside.
Klein kept that high, got the shot off. He's getting upset with himself. Rice Jr. for 2.
And see, that's what we were talking about early in the game with Sanders. When you're in a good situation, there's no need to dribble the basketball. Catch it high, finish high. Out. Wonderful move by Glenn Rice Jr. Quick jump hook.
Both of these teams need a win to stay alive here for playoff contention. It's a win or go home situation for Tri-State or Power. One of the beauties of getting this far in the season. Means so much here in week 7. It's a 10-point edge, the first to 50, win by 2. Power is that close. To 33 is your score. Power over Tri-State. Wednesday, the competition's heating up on the Challenge USA. The show critics say it's nothing short of drama-filled and action-packed CBS reality show All-Stars going head-to-head on the Challenge USA. Wednesday after Big Brother, that's on CBS. 3-point shooting, not necessarily great in the second half for either team. Jay Rich has hit 1 for Tri-State, and Power is 1 for 4. Tri-State as a team is 1 for 7.
Tri-State is at that point in the game where they're going to have to string together, 3 or 4 stops in a row. Well, obviously, there's not a clock in the Big 3, but they are running out of time.
Yep. They lost the last couple of games to Trilogy, and in week 5, I mentioned that they lost the 3-headed Monsters last week. Both those games, they actually let someone score at least 27 points. Have to work to be done for Power to get to that point. Glenn Rice Jr. is at 17.
And the one thing you don't want to do when you're trying to protect the lead like Power is turn the ball over. You want to always get a shot at the basket. Even if you missed a shot, you can get an offensive rebound.
Tri-State still struggling from 3. Rice Jr.
You know what I love about Glenn Rice Jr.? He's a much better ball handler at this stage of his career. He's really improved in that area and creating his own shot.
Skidishvili was whistled for the foul. Gives the ball here to Tri-State. And Jay Rich tosses it away. Got exactly what you said they can't do.
Right. Jay Rich thought Summers was going to spot up for a three. He ended up cutting to the basket. Just a little miscommunication there. How does Dr. J continues to look so good? So smooth. Man.
It's a gift. Gift on the court. Gift coaching.
Yeah.
Gift looking good. Some people get all the gifts.
Yeah.
It's unfair. Rice Jr. draws the foul there on Ray Nixon. Milwaukee native, by the way, Ray Nixon.
That was an excellent pass. Situation like that, you got to anticipate where your teammate's going to be on that cut and pass away from the defense.
On my Milwaukee, you just let that one go. Those Milwaukee references.
Yeah.
You didn't even bat an eye. 19 points for Glenn Rice Jr. Make it 21. And 5 points away for Power of locking this up. Got to get to 50, win by 2. Jay Rich, not done yet. Tri-State, not done yet.
Yep. Glenn Rice, he knows he made a mistake in that situation. You got to put Jay Rich in drive. That's how our team can catch up. You know, they can string together stops by knocking down three-point shots or the four-point shot.
Royce White, double team, Richardson. He could do that, the shot didn't hit the rim. So Richardson, Tri-State don't have to clear that. That takes some learning too, right? I mean, because that is an adjustment from 5-on-5.
Right. And Royce White got caught behind the basket a little bit there. Had some contact.
Jay Rich with White defending. He's got a couple of those in this half.
Power's in constant motion.
Rice Jr. off the back heel of the bucket. Jay Rich looking for more from the corner. Hit those threes. Get back in this game awfully quickly, Tri-State does.
Now they run the isolation in the middle.
Rice Jr. off the glass for 2, and now 3 points away from wrapping it up.
Yeah, teams call that open. That's open floor. Get the ball in the middle of the floor, spot up in the corners, and give the ball handler a chance to attack the basket and have the defense in front of him so he can see where the help's coming from.
Go win or go home. That's what's at stake for Tri-State and Power.
Yeah, Tri-State's got to get the best shot. Don't necessarily need to settle for threes.
Summers with a strong move. A foul there, and we'll take it out from the sideline. Third round coverage of the Rocket Mortgage Classic coming up next on CBS is available now at PGAtour.com and CBSSports.com. We'll get you out there once this one is complete. Again, the first to 50, you got to win by 2. A three-pointer would end it here for Power.
Nice pass.
Right! Draws the foul on Jay Rich. He thought he got a clean block.
And because Glenn Rice Jr. has been a dynamic scorer with 21 points in the game, he drew a double team. A little bit of a double team there. An excellent pass. Jay Rich was a little late on the rotation, but thought he got a clean block.
This shot is for 2 points. Puts him at 49. And one more point to win this game.
Yeah, Tri-State is in a bind here.
Do or die here for both of these teams, and Tri-State is up against it. Jay Rich. Hand off there to Summers. And Summers gets fouled. Power only with 3 team fouls. So not a shooting situation yet for Tri-State.
Now the Big Three, we've been here for a couple of weeks now here in Dallas, and another outstanding crowd. Another really good crowd. I love when You see a lot of the kids. We saw a lot of the kids in the audience. They're bringing the energy.
Deep three attempts. And Rice Jr., the slam dunk to close the door on Tri-State, and Power advances to live another weekend.
Yeah, dominating win by Power. Unlike our first game, pretty much led this game from start to finish. Give Nancy Lieberman and Power credit for playing outstanding basketball. I don't think this ball hit the rim. Did not hit the rim.
Didn't hit the rim, don't need to clear. 51-36 is the final. And Power now improving to 4-3. Again, we've already given the wins to Three-Headed Monsters and Killer and to Aliens. They've got the bye here this week. Killer Threes picking up the win in game number 1, and Power improving to 4-3. Again, the goal is to get the top 4 to reach the playoffs. The first step to doing that is advancing to week 8, which is what Power does there. For Avery Johnson, Brian Scalabrini, I'm Lisa Byington, our producer Brian Sealing, our director Chris Burns. We say thank you for watching our coverage of week 7 of Big 3 basketball. Don't forget, Trilogy and Ghost Ballers will stream live on DAZN and the Big 3 YouTube channel. Coming up next on CBS, the Rocket Mortgage Classic. See ya.